When disaster strikes, the world's humanitarian agencies respond. They establish camps for the newly homeless, erect field hospitals, distribute rations to thousands of destitute individuals. What happens then to the older people who cannot stand in food lines for hours, who cannot carry heavy sacks of rice, or flee from danger? And what if these are the same people who must provide for the very youngest? In November 1983, responding to the plight of older refugees in the Ethiopia-Somali wars, 5 organizations in Canada, Colombia, the United Kingdom, Kenya, and India set up HelpAge International. The intent was to provide a strong worldwide network for older people to advocate for their rights at the policy level while developing resources for them in their communities. Since then, HelpAge has grown to include 94 affiliates operating in 70 countries and more than 3,000 independent partner groups worldwide. It is the only global organization dedicated to improving the lives of the world's poorest older people by empowering them to claim their rights to health care, social services, and economic security. Our world is growing older. By 2015, nearly 900 million people will be over 60 years of age, almost 3 times the population of the United States. The majority of older people around the world are women. Of all those over 80, nearly 2/3 are female. Yet they are responsible for much of the farming and food production in developing countries, where fewer than 20% of older people have a regular income. Today, almost 200 million older people live in poverty. Most of them survive on less than $1 a day. They are highly vulnerable when disasters occur, yet they receive only a tiny portion of the aid targeted for emergency response. And though poor older people must work till the day they die, job programs primarily target the young. Both an advocacy and development organization, HelpAge International provides direct aid on the ground while helping older people lobby at the national and international levels. In frozen Kyrgyzstan, HelpAge distributes blankets and shoes, as well as housing insulation and solar panels for electricity generation. To help older people survive the winters, a community-based food preservation project was established. Since the devastating earthquake in Haiti, HelpAge has ministered to over 200,000 older people there, providing health care, psychological support, shelter, and the opportunity to earn a living for themselves and their families. Creating resources specifically for older people fosters a sense of community and encourages the residents to be a voice for age-related policies. Economic security for all older people is a key HelpAge goal. Recognized as a leading authority on social pensions, HelpAge International is working with over 80 developing nations to implement cash transfer programs for their older citizens. In 2011, HelpAge supported 2 million older people in claiming their first pensions or receiving an increased sum. When pensioners like these in Namibia receive their cash transfers, the entire community reaps the benefits. Local shopkeepers can count on an increase in sales. Children can go to school. Distributing pensions in the poorest, most isolated areas is a logistical challenge requiring never-before-seen technology. But these pensions are a lifeline in sub-Saharan Africa, where older women are often the sole caregivers for their AIDS-stricken children and their grandchildren. In Kenya alone, where over 1 million children have been orphaned by HIV/AIDS, regular cash transfers have raised the living standards of entire families. To stimulate much-needed jobs and services, HelpAge International has also established micro-lending programs for small businesses, peer educator training, and HIV and AIDS services. In working with HelpAge, some governments have signaled new attitudes toward the poor and elderly.
It shows government philosophy in creating what we call an inclusive society.
In Bolivia and Peru, 60% of older people live in poverty. HelpAge supports legal centers where older people, many of them indigenous people who do not have proper documentation, are assisted in gaining access to benefits, fighting elder abuse, and learning about their civil rights. Another HelpAge innovation is including older people in the design and implementation of new programs through Older People's Associations, or OPAs. Globally, HelpAge has established or supported over 4,000 OPAs, which, depending on the need, can be self-help groups, income-generating groups, or political advocacy groups. Joining the local OPA puts older people on the front lines of change, and they are key to HelpAge's latest global campaign, Age Demands Action. ADA events took place in more than 50 countries last year, with local OPAs marching to demand their rights and to lobby for ADA initiatives around the world. As the global population ages, HelpAge International's vision is a world in which all older people lead dignified, active, and healthy lives. A world in which citizens of every age will value older people and honor their contributions to society, ensuring their economic and physical security and granting them a voice for generations to come.